Hello, I'm Ken with Seek Out and Play, and in this episode, I'll discuss whether card sleeves are necessary for your game. While card sleeves may be most associated with collectible card games like Magic the Gathering, they are also used in many other types of games that include cards. Wargaming, for example, has recently included cards in many of its new releases. Card sleeves come in different sizes, but for the most part, Magic the Gathering or poker-sized card sleeves are the most common. The use of card sleeves is mostly to protect the investment made into the game. In other words, to protect the cards. Over time, cards can wear down due to shuffling, exposure to dirt, and other contaminants that break down the cards themselves. But do you really need to purchase card sleeves for all your cards? The answer to that question is yes and no. It really depends on the following factors: how often you play the cards, how often the cards are shuffled, and the environment in which you play in and store the cards. A game that includes all three types of cards is Warfighter, a game that you might notice I have a few videos of on this channel. The action deck in Warfighter is shuffled at the beginning of the game, is handled frequently, and can be reshuffled when it runs out. While the action deck is not shuffled as frequently as a deck in Magic the Gathering, for example, it is handled enough to warrant card sleeves. This is because the deck will be accessed by you and your fellow players all throughout the game. Cards that you use for your soldiers, weapons, equipment, and skills are usually never shuffled. This is because the game does not require them to be shuffled. Instead, you will simply pick up the deck and find the cards that you need. While the cards are being handled, the lamination on the front and back protects the cards pretty well. This is especially true if you are not shuffling them, which causes greater wear. In my experience, card sleeves are not needed for decks that are never shuffled. Infrequently shuffled cards include the Hostile deck and Event deck. These are decks that are shuffled at the beginning of the game, and rarely do they run out of cards to require reshuffling. Apart from handling the decks when they're needed, for the most part they sit there untouched. Again, in my experience, cards that are rarely shuffled and handled occasionally do not require sleeving. Of course, if you want to sleeve all your cards, that's up to you. It's your money and your choice. Just keep in mind that a card which is never shuffled and properly stored will last a long time, with or without sleeves. Of course, shuffling is only one way that cards can be damaged. There are ways to protect your cards without using sleeves. Keep the cards out of sunlight. Ultraviolet or UV rays can fade the colors and weaken the paper of the cards considerably. Wash your hands before handling cards. Getting rid of excess dirt and oil can minimize the damage that they can do to your cards. In other words, don't change a flat and start playing right away. Wash your hands first. Do not riffle shuffle. Riffle shuffling is quite common in poker, but it can quickly wear down your cards. Instead, you can use techniques such as pile shuffling, and I've included a link here to show you how to pile shuffle a deck of cards. By following these simple tips, you can maintain the integrity of your cards for a long time. So are card sleeves really necessary? For cards that are shuffled frequently throughout a game that you play frequently as well, the answer is yes. For card games that are played infrequently, or if the cards are rarely shuffled, you can probably get by without card sleeves if you properly take care of them. Hey, this is Ken with Seek Out and Play. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I plan on making more videos like this, but I also have videos that come out every Wednesday. So if you like what I do, please like it, share, and subscribe. And until next time, take care, and I'll see you next Wednesday.